Hi and welcome to another video. The dates of the DV 2023 lottery have been announced. The lottery will run from October 6th, that is this Wednesday, to November 9, 2021. Now, as usual, there is a lot of excitement because many see the DV program as an opportunity to immigrate to the United States. But sometimes there's a hitch. The DV program is not open to just everyone. To be eligible for the DV program, there are a number of requirements you have to meet. And the first of those requirements is you must be from a country that is currently eligible. Being from a country that is eligible for the DV program is actually that you have to be born in that country. It doesn't concern your nationality. You may have the nationality of one country, but were born in another country. So when we speak about the countries that are eligible for the DV program in a given year, or the countries that are not eligible for the DV program in a given year, it has to do with your place of birth. If you were born in those countries and not because you have the nationality of those countries. Now, as part of the instructions for the DV 2023 program, the list of countries that are not eligible was also published. So we are going to see the list in a minute, but before we do that, there are a couple of changes as compared to last year's list. Now, last year, the list of eligible countries did not change. It was the same as the previous year, that is 2 years ago. But this year, there are two major changes. That is, one country was added to the list and another country was removed from the list. So if you know the list of eligible countries from last year, be aware that there are two small changes. One country added and another country removed from the list. Now, both countries are from the South America region. So in a while, we will be seeing the list. But before we see the list, people usually ask, why are some countries not eligible for the DV program in a given year? So I'm going to take this time to explain why. Now, the DV program is actually intended to increase immigration to the United States from countries that have low rates of immigration. So what the United States government does is that they calculate during the past 5 years, countries that had up to 50,000 immigrants moving to the United States are removed from the list of eligible countries. So if your country sent as many as 50,000 immigrants to the United States during the last 5 years, your country will not be a part of the diversity visa program for that specific year. So that is why some countries do not feature on the list of eligible countries. Now, so if you are from a country that didn't send as many as 50,000 immigrants to the United States during the last 5 years, then you will be a part of this DV program and you can enter the DV lottery within the coming month. Now, so back to our subject of discussion. Last year, Guatemala from the South America region was not a part of the list of eligible countries. But this year, Guatemala has been added to the list of eligible countries. So that is good news for natives of Guatemala. You were not allowed to apply for the DV program last year, but this year you are allowed. So bravo to you. Now the bad news is for natives of Venezuela. Last year they were eligible to enter the DV program. That is the DV 2022 program. But this year they are not eligible to enter the DV 2023 program. So those are the two major changes that took place as regards the list of eligible countries. So we are going to consider the list of countries that are not eligible for the DV 2023 program. That is, If you are a native of the countries that we are going to see, it means that you are not eligible for the DV program 2023 and you cannot enter the lottery this year. Although there are two exceptions, which we will also talk about before we end this video. But let us move over to the list of countries that are not eligible for the DV program 2023 and whose natives are not allowed to enter the lottery. So here is the complete list of countries that are not eligible, or countries whose natives are not eligible for the DV 2023 program, meaning natives of those countries are not allowed to enter the DV lottery this month or next month. All right, the list begins with Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the first country on the list. Natives from Bangladesh are not eligible to participate in the DV program this year. Brazil is the next country. If you were born in Brazil, you are not eligible for the DV program. If you were born in Canada or China, and China that includes Hong Kong, it means you are not eligible for the DV 2023 program. The list continues with Colombia. Yes, Colombia, if you were born in Colombia, you are not eligible for the DV program this year. Next is the Dominican Republic. Natives of the Dominican Republic are not eligible for the DV program this year. El Salvador, Haiti, Honduras, if you were born in any of those countries, you are not eligible to enter the DV lottery this year. The list continues with India. India, Jamaica, if you were born in any of those countries, you are not eligible for the DV program this year. Mexico is also one of them. Nigeria is the next on the list. If you were born in Nigeria, you are not eligible for the DV program. The list continues with Pakistan, the Philippines, South Korea. If you were born in any of those countries, you are not eligible for the DV program this year. The United Kingdom and its dependent territories, if you were born in any of them, you are not eligible. Although Northern Ireland is an exception. If you were born in Northern Ireland, you are eligible for the program this year. The list continues with Venezuela. As I said, Venezuela was added to the list this year. And then finally, Vietnam. If you were born in Venezuela or Vietnam, you are not eligible for the DV program this year. Although there are exceptions. If you were born in any of these countries, there are a couple of exceptions that may apply to you. So let's talk about the exceptions. There are two main exceptions. If you were born in one of those countries that we just listed, but it happens that you are married and your spouse, that is your husband or your wife, was born in a country that is eligible, you automatically become eligible based on the fact that your wife or your husband was born in an eligible country. That's the first exception. So if you were born in a country that is not eligible currently, but your husband or your wife was born in a country that is eligible, then you become eligible. And the second exception is related to your birth and your parents. If you were born in a country that is currently not eligible, but your parents were both born in countries or a country that is eligible, and at the time of your birth in the currently not eligible country, both of your parents were not legal resident there. With that condition, you also become eligible. I guess it's a pretty difficult one to understand. It's quite confusing, But that is an exception. I'll go over that for the sake of the better explanation. If you were born in a country that is currently not eligible, but both of your parents were born in countries or a country that is currently eligible, and at the time of your birth, both of them were not legal resident in that country where you were born, that makes you to be ineligible. It means that you can enter the DV program this year based on the fact that your parents were not born in your country that is not eligible, and at the time of your birth in that country, both of them were not legal residents there. So that is about all concerning the first requirement that has to do with country of eligibility. As we move on in our next video, we're going to see other aspects of the DV program instructions that we can discuss, and I hope it's going to be helpful to you as you enter DV 2023. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we will continue discussing issues relating to the DV program. Thank you, goodbye, and see you in the next one.